Dear Google, I know you guys are trying. I've seen the effort you've put into making the web a better platform. I understand the reasons you've pushed Chrome the way you have. I see the benefits of the Google-led ecosystem. I do genuinely believe it. The internet would not be where it is today if it wasn't for the hard work Google has done. And that's why it makes it so much more disappointing when you do these really stupid, problematic things. I'm tired of this, Google, and we really need to stop doing this crap. I'm here today to talk about the deprecation of goo.gl links. Seems like Google has a domain problem. Generally speaking, Google's a little eager to kill things, as we've all seen by everyone's favorite site, Killed by Google. They kill things a lot. Usually when they kill things, they're killing them early, which is kind of good. Like, as much as it sucked that they killed Google Reader when they did, which is, when did they kill Google Reader? Yeah, 2005 to 2013. It was 11 years ago. So it was killed longer ago than its actual age. It was only 7 years old when they got rid of it, but that happened 11 years ago. Google realized that Reader was the main way people were using RSS, and they didn't want to keep building an audience there because they didn't want to keep investing in RSS. And rather than wait for Google Reader to become even more used and more beloved, they killed it. And at the time, we all hated them for it. And for good reason. There's people who loved Google Reader, and their choice to deprecate it killed RSS as hard as Apple not including Flash in the iPhone killed Flash. These were decisions that were made for reasons, and I can honestly kind of understand them. If Google wasn't invested in an RSS-based future, killing this as aggressively and early as possible keeps them from building more users and more loyalty that they didn't actually plan to support over time. That's not what happened here, though. If Google didn't want to deal with domains, they should have stopped dealing with domains a long time ago. We go back here. Google's domain product existed for 9 years, and they killed it last year with a weird, awkward sale where they passed it off to, who did Google Domains get sold to again? I think it was Squarespace. Yeah, Squarespace bought Google Domains because Google realized it was not a business they wanted to be in anymore. And I can respect that. But the fact that they'd been building up an audience, and up until that point, they were still releasing new domains. Yeah, in May of 2023, so earlier the same year, Google released 2 new TLDs that were only purchasable via Google's domain product. So that's kind of insane that the same year that they killed Google Domains, they were still pushing whole new types of domains that you could only buy on Google. That's awful. And even if Google Domains wasn't planning on being supported long term, they certainly made it look like they were, and killing it when they did nothing but hurt sentiment and people's trust in Google. Because when you kill something that close to when you're pushing and updating it, you're just misleading your users. It seems like Google doesn't want anything to do with domains, and I can understand that, but man, Google Domains was an absolute fumble, and it seems like the fumble is continuing, as we see here, because the goo.gl links, the short links that seemed to be the safest possible option, will no longer work starting in August of 2025. Not, you can't make new ones, because goo.gl is a common link shortener. It's not like they're making it so you can't make new links. They're killing all of them. Ooh, according to chat, the gap between the .zip reveal and the Squarespace acquisition was 1 month. So this is the problem. They went from seeming like they're supporting Google Domains to killing it instantly. That sucks. Almost as hard as this does, because at least there, when they were acquired by Squarespace, your domains would still be supported. Here, it all dies. This is terrifying. I can't defend this one. I try my hardest when I cover things like this to think, like, how could I defend this? The reason Google's doing this isn't because it costs a bunch of money to run the goo.gl links. It's because keeping people from misusing them is hard. If you have a link that you don't want people to know, like let's say never gonna give you up, you have this URL, which I can immediately recognize because it ends in XCQ. So if you drop this random song that has no particular meme purpose in my chat, I'll immediately know you did because I recognize the URL now. But if you use a URL shortener like goo.gl, like short URL, like bit.ly, or any of those, it's now a different URL and I can't recognize it. And I might click it and go to something that I didn't intend to. Or if you're trying to hide a malware link, or let's say there's a virus that I've banned from my chat, and you show up with one of these short links, I can click it and it will bring me to that same place. If Google's trying to prevent those types of phishing attacks from being linked back to them by deprecating this, I can kind of understand that, but they should just stop allowing new links to be made. And that's why it's so hard for me to, in good faith, see what they're doing, because they're not just preventing new URLs, they're going to kill the existing ones. And this is really bad for the web, like atrociously so. Apparently, you couldn't have created these links since 2018. Interesting. I did not know that. In 2018, we announced the deprecation and transition of the Google URL shortener because of the changes we've seen in how people find content on the internet. The number of new popular URL shortening services that have emerged in that time. That meant we no longer accepted new URLs to shorten, but we would continue to serve the existing URLs. Over time, these existing URLs have seen less and less traffic as the years went on. In fact, more than 99% of them have no activity in the past month. Yeah, but that means almost 1% of them did have activity in the past month, and now those links are broken. So who's impacted? Any developer using links built with the Google URL shortener in the form of goo.gl/ will be impacted, and these URLs will no longer return a response after August 25th, 2025. Note that the ones generated via Google apps like map sharing will continue to function. Why? How much does it cost to run this? This is like a key value store. So now when you click them starting August 23rd, 2024, when you click the link, it will bring you to this temp page that warns you that the link will no longer work in the near future and that you should save it. Over time, the percentage of links that will show the interstitial page will increase until the shutdown date. The interstitial page should help you track and adjust any affected links that you will need to transition as part of this change. We will continue to display the interstitial page until the shutdown date, after which all links served will return a 404 response. It's hilarious they even have a workaround here with a URL param where you can skip that page, but that hurts as much as it helps. I hate this. So the problem here is there are so many places where a link is shared that will be missed. Imagine you're working on some hardware project and you run into some obscure bug and somebody links the fix and they were using the Google URL shortener for the link. So you're reading this forum post from 2016 where somebody had the exact same problem that you had, and there's a goo.gl link and you click it, but you happen to click it on August 26th next year. The link won't bring you anywhere. And where it used to bring you isn't saved. So that is now just dead data. This is just killing the web. Not the whole web, obviously, because as they said, the traffic's gone down a bunch over time and the majority of these links aren't being used. But there are links that exist on the web that work right now that are suddenly going to stop working. And that's not a simple thing to just back up and archive because Google's not giving us all the data. The only way we could handle this is if we somehow index every instance where one of these links is being shared that is public right now and save what it's pointing to. There are 3.6 billion URLs that have been shortened with goo.gl as per Majestic. And there's a significant amount of links that will be affected during the cutoff date. That's insane. 3.6 billion links break August 25th. That's unbelievable. Apparently, Internet Archive scrapes the places that these point at. We've been preparing for this since 2009. Check out 301 Works. Independent service for archiving URL mappings. The goal of the service is to provide protection for everyday users of short URL services by providing transparency and permanence of their mappings. Shortened URL archives are in accordance with 301 Works org membership. Okay, so they've been trying very hard to archive as many of these redirect URLs as possible. That's good to hear. Hopefully, they can get a decent percentage of these to be covered because this is absolutely terrifying. Thank you to dub.co for covering this as well. If you're looking for a modern short link platform, dub.co is awesome. Started as an open source project, vaguely based around some of the stuff that we were building on stream, and it's gone way further since. Really cool stuff. So if right now you're using goo.gl links, you can hot swap them with some code to replace those all with the ggl.link. And my guess is that what this will do is it will both link you to wherever the goo.gl goes and also back up where it went so that it will continue working in the future. The alternative that Google initially recommended was Firebase dynamic links, which is also getting deprecated on August 25th. I did hear about that. That is hilarious. But this is what they said to use instead, and now this will be breaking as well. How Google of them to say, oh, don't worry, go use this other product that also is getting deprecated. I don't know if GGL link will just work with the old links though, so I might have just gotten baited into giving Dub a free ad. Regardless, you guys are working hard and you won't make the same mistakes, so I can appreciate that. Right now, I just feel sick because it's terrifying to think all of these links just die. And if there's any that weren't hit by Internet Archive or other services, there will absolutely be data that's lost. There will be things that people linked to using these short links. The fact that there's 3.6 billion of these links means that a lot of things won't be accessible anymore. They said less than 1%, right? We'll do 0.5% because they would have said 99.5 if it was the case. So 3,600,000,000 times 0.005. That's 18 million links that are being used every month that will no longer work. That's so much content that's just gone because they don't feel like hosting it anymore. The 301 Works that the Internet Archive did has 200 gigs of redirect saved so far. That's hopeful. That makes me feel a little less scared. Hopefully we can get all of the goo.gl links in that archive And I hope that there's like a Chrome extension or something that will do its best to start logging those. But as a community, we're going to have to work hard to deal with this because Google's not doing the right thing, which would just be backing this data up somewhere. To be fair, people probably assume these are private, so it's possible links that aren't supposed to be shared would come out if they just publicized everything. But they did not put any real effort into solving this problem. The 1-year window to fix it is nice, but it's not enough. And I really just cannot see why this is beneficial. Why is it necessary to kill this? It can't possibly be that expensive to run and that problematic to deal with. It's genuinely really confusing to me that Google is going to just kill 3.6 billion links. Let me know in the comments if I missed something, because this one just kind of sucks. And yeah, until next time, peace nerds.